Hi everyone, today is our day 9 of the one day one question challenge. So today we are going to start with physics on topic force. So diagram 11.1 shows a model train approaching a buffer. The train is stopped by compressing a spring on the buffer. So as you can observe here, this buffer is a safety tool used in train station. When the train wants to stop, it will compress the spring on the buffer, and then the buffer here, it will move along with the train. So after that, the train can be stopped. So let's see the first question. State the physics law that describes the compression of a spring. So the keyword here is compression of a spring. As we know, when we talk about spring, there is only one law, which is known as the Hooke's law. Next, explain how the buffer works to stop the train easily and safely. Also include facts on energy exchange that take place in your explanation. So students have to answer on how the buffer works to stop the train, and also include your answer on the energy exchange. So as we know, when the train wants to stop, it will push, or we can say compress the spring here. There is a force on the train which is known as the thrust force, or we can call it the reaction force. So when the spring is compressed, it can increase the time of impact. And when the time of impact is increased, we know that the impulsive force will decrease. And at the same time, the energy is converted from kinetic energy of the train into elastic potential energy in the spring. So after that, by concluding all the points that I mentioned just now, we can write in this way. So the thrust force of train will compress the spring and increase the time of impact. So the impulsive force can be decreased and kinetic energy is converted into elastic potential energy, which is 4 marks given here. After that, Table 2 shows the characteristics of 4 buffer systems. So as we know that buffer system consists of springs. So explain the characteristic of the system shown in table 2 to determine the most suitable system. So to choose the diameter of spring, as we know, this is for safety measure. So our spring must be harder and stiffer. So to increase the stiffness, small diameter must be chosen, which is Q and R. After that, thickness of spring must be thick. So our choice is Q and S. And the material must be soft to reduce the impulsive force. And lastly, our density must be very high so that it can withstand with the force. So from the conclusion here, our choice will be Q. And students are encouraged to write your answer in table form. So the answer is written in this way, where the characteristic is 2.0 cm as given just now. The thickness of a spring is 1.5 cm, or students can write the diameter of spring is small or short, and the thickness of spring wire is thick. And the reason is because we want it to be stiffer, or we have a large spring constant according to the Hooke law, and the material must be rubber so it can decrease the impulsive force, and the density must be high to withstand with the highest force. So each characteristic and correct reason will be given 1 mark, and your choice is Q. You are given 1 mark here, and you copy again your characteristics, and you will be given 1 more mark, which is 10 marks for the total. Alright, that's all for our challenge today. See you tomorrow. Goodbye.